Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. It is Saturday, the 26th of June, which can mean only three things. It's now less than 50 days until the season starts. That's right, we only have to wait 49 days and counting before the new season kicks off. It also means Alioski's only got 5 days before he has to make his decision on whether or not he wants to be a Leeds player anymore. And hot off the press, Radrizzani has given a deadline of 7 days to Salernitana if whether or not he's going to purchase them. So we'll find out in 7 days if he's got a new club. So yeah, it's all happening on Saturday, the 26th of June. Before we get into the video, as always, smash a like, share, subscribe, and of course, get your comments in. And I'm going to get that thing off my shoulder, which is really irritating me. But enjoy the video. And as promised, guys, I got that thing off of my shoulder. I don't know what it was, to be fair. But listen, we're going to kick off, first of all, with news hot off the press that Leeds United director has confirmed that Andrea Radrizzani Salernitana project is a go. And they have set a deadline, guys, for July the 3rd. Of course, we know that Salernitana is owned by Lyoto, who also owns Lazio, and Serie A says you cannot own two clubs in the same division at the same time, which makes perfect sense because you'd be rife for match fixing, wouldn't you, to be fair? And it turns out Leeds United want to acquire, not Leeds United, but Andrea Radrizzani. We know that he wants to build this number of clubs across Europe. I'm not a fan of it personally. I want his sole focus to be on Leeds United. But Sandro Minucci, who is one of the new directors at Leeds United, has broken the silence and said that the Elland Road Supremo, Andrea Radrizzani, does have an interest in Salernitana and has a race against time to get the deal done. The reason they've set July the 3rd as the date is because Lyoto has to have just resolved any sort of ownership over Salernitana by that date. So basically, he either has to sell up entirely or he puts the club into a trust, which is like a third-party ownership, neutral ownership kind of situation. I guess there's a way around it. He probably will put it into a trust, which would then give him a further 6 months to acquire a new buyer. You're probably one of them, it's like you give it your distant cousin and say, oh, yeah, nothing to do with him. You know, one of them dodgy backdoor deals. But Radrizzani knows that he needs to sell. He may not have a lot of offers on the table. And he said, wait, we'll buy the club, but you've got till July the 3rd. If you don't make a decision by that point, then we ain't buying it. It's a case of playing a little bit of hardball. Listen, I'm not going to profess to know everything about the whole situation. I'm no businessman. I'm sat in my room doing YouTube videos, for God's sake. But you know what I'm saying? It's clear that Radrizzani set this date because he knows that it's going to put pressure on Lyoto, and then he's going to have to end up selling it to Radrizzani anyway. So we'll have to watch this space by that. But they've set a deadline for July the 3rd, so maybe we'll find out by that point whether or not Radrizzani has got another club in Serie A in Italy. Will we get players from there? I'm not sure. Have they got a decent squad? I don't know. They've just been promoted. Will we find that some of our players will go on loan over there? Maybe it will work, but me as a Leeds United fan, I want his sole focus to be on Leeds. Bit selfish, but it is what it is. This is my football club, you know. Let me know what you guys think about Radrizzani and the purchase and if he'll get it done and what that means for us. Will it be a hindrance or will it be a help? One thing you'll all be dying to hear, and something that's gone a little bit quiet over the last week or so, it seems to have been all about Nathi Hernandez and all about Noah Lang, and the links with Matheus Cunha sort of went away. However, yesterday, it really looked like Leeds have intensified their conversations with Hertha Berlin in order to hire Matheus Cunha. It's been reported all over social media. People were tagging me in it left, right and centre. Thank you for those that did. Keep doing that because it keeps me on point. I can't see it all. So if I miss something, let me know. Tag me in it. It really, really helps. So thank you for that. But we also seen Ronan Murphy, who is a very reputable journalist, also get on this and say, look, it looks like there is legs to this. Just to give you the snippet from the article that I had to convert into English, it says, Leeds has promised to make an extra effort in the ball market to hire Matheus Cunha. The English club does not give up on closing the purchase of the striker/winger, even with the high value requested by Hertha Berlin. Apparently, it's between 25 and 30 million euros, okay? The hiring of the young man revealed by Cortiba, which is a news publication that reported it, is a request from the Argentinian coach Marcelo Bielsa, who last summer also requested the acquisition of Brazilian Rafinha. That's where it hits a little bit of a stumbling block for me, because I'm not sure Marcelo Bielsa said from day dot, I want Rafinha. Rafinha became available and we got him done last kind of minute. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know about that part of the article, although of course Marcelo Bielsa will have signed off on all the signatures that we bring into the football club. But yeah, it looks now like we are going to really step up our interest in Matheus Cunha. And I hope that is the case, because he is one that really excites me. I would love, and I keep saying it, this idea of having Rafinha on one side, Cunha on the other side. The thing is as well, what we've got to remember, we've heard from Graham Smith, we've heard from Victor Orta that the winger situation could rumble on till late August. They may well miss pre-season. Now, a reason that could be Matheus Cunha is because he is due to represent Brazil in the Olympics. Remember, there are allowed a number of under-23s. Remember, I reported a couple of weeks back how Leeds had said to Ilya Melier, you ain't going. We need you back. You know, he'd made that claim in that article about the links with PSG and that one day, you know, maybe that might happen, who knows. But he did say that he wouldn't be representing France in the Olympics because Leeds United had vetoed it. They said it was a no-go, which you can understand. But Matheus Cunha is not our player. He's obviously been given the go-ahead by Hertha Berlin to play in the Olympics. And it just makes sense to think, the winger situation, the club have already said it could rumble on into late August. Why could that be? Because Matheus Cunha may be representing Brazil at the Olympics. Putting 2 and 2 together and getting 4, do you know what I mean? But it's just something worth discussing. But look, I really like Noah Lang, but Noah Lang comes with a lot of baggage. And it could go really, really well, or it could go really, really bad. You know, I don't want to liken him to someone as gash as this, but I think about Ravel Morrison. And Ravel Morrison at Manchester United, you know, coming through was supposed to be the next best thing. Had attitude problems, rocked up at a number of clubs, never worked out. I'm not saying Noah Lang's better than him. He's already doing bits at Club Brugge. You know, he was doing bits at Ajax when he first came through. But there is certain players that have sometimes these attitude traits that can scupper and hamper their development. Now, that's the one side of Noah Lang that a lot of Leeds fans as well, and not just myself, say, yeah, there is issues there. We know this video that surfaced, and we know he's had issues with his previous captain, Dusan Tadic. So if you were given an option of Noah Lang and Matheus Cunha, you're probably going to go for Matheus Cunha. And I just like the idea of having 2 Brazilians on either wing. Like, it'd be amazing, right? So we'll have to watch this space with Matheus Cunha, but that may be one of the reasons why it might rumble on. You know, we know that Orta's got a number of options in the winger positions. Noah Lang, Matheus Cunha, they're the ones that are getting linked. I believe the midfielders, Nafi Hernandez. The left back, we still don't know. There's this unnamed one that's still popping around. My hope is Javi Galán. Look, someone Lucas, who talks to me regularly on Instagram and keeps me updated. Thank you for doing that, mate. You're a legend. You know, we were chatting earlier on, or yesterday evening, and it's that idea of having Galán, Nandes, Cunha. That's a perfect window. That would be a perfect window for me, and plenty more under 23s. A new one to be linked, though, guys, and I think this is way wide of the mark and a bit of a dream signing, if you ask me. But Sampdoria have apparently slapped a £40 million price tag on Mikkel Damsgaard. Of course, Mikkel Damsgaard has been doing bits for Denmark during the Euros. He's really, really impressed. And the Sampdoria president, Massimo Ferrero, you know, my Italian's not the strong point, but he's told the local press over there the 20-year-old's price tag is still rising. Did you see that Damsgaard goal, he said? I tell you his fair price. Today, at least 30 million. If he scores again, he'll reach 40. He's really stepped into that goal, that hole that's been left a little bit by Eriksson. He's the next big thing, it would seem, for Denmark. I don't see us going for Damsgaard. No disrespect to my football club, but I think he'll go to a European this season Champions League, Europa League club. I don't see him making a move to Leeds, especially not for as high as 40 million. But look, this has been reported by The Athletic. The Athletic is a respectable journalist newspaper article that you get off the internet. Whenever I see it come out of The Athletic, just like when it comes from Fabrizio Romano or a guy like Ronan Murphy or Graham Smith or Phil Hay, it makes your ears prick up. You go, all right, okay, there's substance to this. So there is obviously substance to this. How far down the road? I'm not so sure. Damsgaard, for me, a little bit out of our price range, if I'm being totally honest. Another link that I did see was that Billy Gilmour may be joining Leeds United. Now, it says Chelsea are keen on letting midfielder Billy Gilmour leave on loan this summer. Didn't get much game time after Frank Lampard left and Tommy Tuchel took charge. They look like they're going to splash the cash. They know that he's a wonderful player, and we've seen that in England versus Scotland game. We've seen, Graham Souness absolutely creaming his pants over him, to be fair. But yeah, apparently Leeds United have been touted as a potential destination. Now, that's come from the Daily Record, which, of course, is a Scottish news publication. And I believe there was links saying that he might go back to Rangers on loan, which would make perfect sense to me. Look, I didn't want to go too much on the Billy Gilmour thing, but one thing that did make me think, and again, I'm putting two and two together and getting four, much like I did with the Matthias Cunha thing, and, as I've just explained. But if you remember, Graham Smith's article said the midfielder would either be a permanent or they may be looking at a loan. Maybe it could be Billy Gilmour. I don't think it will be. Had he not had a mint game against Scotland, I don't think there'd have been all this chatter about him. Let's not forget when Calvin had that mint game against Croatia, Real Madrid, Lazio, Juventus, Tottenham, everyone were buying him. Now no one's buying it. You know what I mean? So it's whoever's flavour of the month. These clickbait sites go, yeah, we'll have that. Yeah, Billy Gilmour, everyone wants him. So, yeah, take it with a pinch of salt. It's probably not going to happen. Right. Let's get to some other news now. Of course, yesterday I spoke to you and I give you a bit of a call to action when it came to the Burley Bouncy and an update on that situation. BT were basically trying to change these telephone boxes back to a stock green. I actually got a lot of comments saying, well, it is vandalism. I was like, oh, come on, guys. Cheer up, man. And that's no disregard to those that comment on my videos. I'm really grateful for it because that's what it's about, isn't it? Everyone's got different opinions. Yeah, but there were some saying, well, it is vandalism, Joe. Which, okay, it may well be. But the head of communications, James Mooney, put together a lovely email to the lady at BT Openreach, just discussing what at Pants Danny has actually done for the football club. So I'm just going to take a moment now to flash up that email. So I'm going to read it through for you guys, but I will just flick through it as we go. So this is from James Mooney, the head of Leeds United Communications. It says, "Hi Lisa, my name is James and I am the head of communications for Leeds United. I'm contacting you with regards to Andy McVeigh, aka the Burley Bouncy. In 2019, we worked with senior staff at BT and Leeds City Council to commission Andy to produce amazing Leeds United-based street art on electrical broadband boxes across Leeds. He's then obviously sent her the link with the information on. This work has created a new culture in Leeds. Murals have popped up all around our city, as can be seen here." He then goes on to say, Andy's work has generated positive PR across the globe, including his work being the centerpiece of an Adidas.com video last year, which generated the highest views their social channels had received in 4 years. We are talking millions and millions of views. Just to cut in there on the email, that's this football club, by the way. You're talking Adidas.com across their social media channels. It was the most they'd received in 4 years. 4 years. That's insane, but that's the reach of this football club, man. Insane. Back to the email. This work is incredibly important to our club and our city, and I stress that everything was conducted in collaboration with BT. I am now under the impression that there is an issue. Could we please arrange a call to discuss? It goes on to say, we intend to give Andy our full support. He is a wonderful person. He uses his street art to get into schools and support young disadvantaged people across Leeds. Andy volunteers in our local community daily, doing huge work for various charities, including the incredibly important mental health field. I believe Andy has struggled himself in the past with his own mental health, something I personally, and most people for that matter, can very much relate to. I'm hoping there is some form of misunderstanding here. Both BT and Leeds as a community are lucky to have Andy working with us. And then just to finish, he's left his mobile number, which of course he's blanked out. He says, I can drop anything to discuss this matter, so please call me any time of the day. Warmest regards, James. So big hats off James Mooney for doing that for Andy McVeigh at Pants Danny, because what he does do is absolutely amazing. Regardless of what you think, it makes Leeds look better, as does the murals. You know, we're going to touch on the murals in a little second as well, because the Leeds Supporters Trust are also putting together a specific website for us to be able to go and sample these murals, which is amazing. So it just makes the city, the football club, the community just come together and look amazing. So the fact that a big company like BT are trying to tear that down, it's silly. Whoever's made this complaint, look, it's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but it's better to see. It's got to be an Huddersfield fan or something on it, or a Manchester United fan in and around Leeds, because they are there, and maybe they're annoyed by it. I don't know. I don't know why. And then, guys, a further development. A guy called Spit, I'm assuming, another graffiti artist, I guess, has gone back to one of these telephone boxes, these BT boxes that have actually been turned to that horrible stock green. Now, look at that. If you remove the pink writing, which we'll discuss in a sec, which I'm on board with, but it looks minging. Surely a vibrant, you know, Leeds United or NHS or whatever box it is, it looks 10 times better. But big shout out, I'm assuming who is Spit, has gone over and said, if art is a crime, may God forgive me, hashtag BT sucks. And then he's put his little tag there, I'm assuming. So, yeah, not only Leeds United, but the art community out in force as well in support of Pants Danny, which is great. Keep fighting the fight, man. Keep fighting the fight. Back to some more specific Leeds United related news now. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this, but this was the Euros 2020 team of the group stage. Now, what you'll notice there is one Gianni Alioski and Matthias Klick. Now, it just shows you the reach. We were talking earlier about how James had said we'd broken records for the Adidas.com most viewed. We also win any sort of poll that goes live on Twitter. Look, Klick and Alioski both had good tournaments. They're both out of the tournament. Are they in the team of the tournament based on merit? Probably not. But that's what happens when you're a Leeds United player. I'm a little bit disappointed that we couldn't get Calvin in there. But of course, when you're up against the likes of De Bruyne and Wijnaldum in them central positions, it's tough. It's tough. But yeah, Matthias Klick and Gianni Alioski both making it in there, which is absolutely amazing to see. And of course, on the Sportsman poll that they did, Calvin Phillips has been voted the best English player so far at Euro 2020. And that I do agree with. In my own humble opinion, that I do agree with. But of course, we smashed that poll as well, as is always the case. And as I touched on just a second ago about the Leeds United Supporters Trust, they are going live with a specific mural tour website next week. So what they've done, they've created a gallery for fans to share their pictures as they visit the murals and other artwork. And they've asked, look, we'd love for any of you to share any pictures visiting them that you'd be happy to be featured on our website. And there is the latest mural. Of course, there's a new one going up in Pudsey very, very soon as well. I was speaking to Graham, one of the chairs at the Trust, and he was saying it would be about 25 mile possibly if you include the Pudsey one. But that's doable. That's doable. It's something that I would love to do and I can't wait to do. So when that's complete and that website's gone live, then I'm all over it, definitely. Summer upon us, maybe take my partner, I'm not sure. It's nice. She might not enjoy it, but, you know, there you go. I will. But listen, that is another episode of the Daily Leeds. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing it, as always. Before I do leave and let you go, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and, of course, get your notification bell smashed. And as promised, guys, with the Euros, the Euro 2020 content will be stepping back up as of tomorrow because, of course, the round of 16 begins tomorrow. We have two games to look forward to: Wales versus Denmark and Italy versus Austria. So get your notification bell on because I'll be live for both them games tomorrow. So I will see you then. Peace out. Have an amazing weekend. And I love you. Leeds.